Some of the challenges we're facing in research are emerging already, and I think will be more problematic in the future, which is our willingness to be human subjects in research. And some of this is, I think, because we may only hear about the bad things and we don't hear about the positive things of research. And also because we're so disconnected from what science is as it relates to our everyday life. And that's something that, the tagline of my institute is linking science and practice. And part of that is, again, sort of another passion of mine, which is how do we translate science into everyday life? And because we've become so sophisticated on the scientific side, we've become more and more distant from the everyday world, understanding what we're doing and why it's meaningful. And again, as stated earlier, some researchers may not think that far down, and therefore they don't even know how to convey it. So I think that really presents a challenge for us in the future if we are going to depend on human participation in science. Now, one could argue that we may get to a point where we don't need to have actual human subjects or animal subjects because our technology will take us to, digital replications or something that could allow that. And, that would be obviously fantastic. But it would probably keep us even more separated, science to everyday life, so folks could understand it. So I would love to see a sort of a reunion, if you will, reunite science with our everyday lives. Most people, I think back to a course I had at Harvard, actually, that stuck with me quite a bit, where one of my professors talked about going to to study a tribe in some remote area, I can't remember which country, and had a recorder with him to record the interview, a tape recorder. And the chief of the tribe said, "How does that work?" And my Harvard professor said, "Oh, it will record your voice." And he, did a little practice with him and then had him listen to it and said, "So it captures your voice and that's how it works." And he goes, No, but how does it work?" And so the professor again said, "Well, there's a tape in there, and so the tape, records your voice, and then we can keep it, and then we can use it later." And he looked at him and he goes, "How does it work?" And my Harvard professor remembered thinking, I don't know how it works. And it was the reality that we just know that we have these things. We don't know how they work. Somebody does. But we don't know how it works on an everyday basis. And that story just has stayed with me my entire life, because I do recognize that we create things that only a very small group of people understand how it works. And then we want everyone to endorse it or accept it, or, and certain communities are not going to do that. They're going to want to know why. So in research, why should I be a part of this? What is it going to do for me? And we tend not to explain things as we should. We should explain exactly how it works and why we're doing it. And we don't do that anymore.